وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أيها جماعة المسلمين والمسلمات، أزكى إليكم تحية إسلامية طيبة قائلا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. ọba tó ṣe pé gbogbo ayé ń pè lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà ọba tó tóbi ajẹ́rìí pé kò sí ọlọ́run bá mi àfi ọlọ́run, ajẹ́rìí pé ànábì wa Muhammad òjíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ní ìkẹ́ ọlọ́run ọlọ́run orí ajẹ́ ìjẹta ọlọ́run kó máa bá ànábì wa Muhammad, àwọn ará ilé rẹ̀ àti àwọn sàhábà àlùgbà àlùmọ̀ ànábì wa Muhammad, àwọn tí wọ́n tẹ̀lé lójú ayé rẹ̀ àti gbogbo àwa tí à ń tẹ̀lé ànábì àrà ànábì àmà ń tẹ̀lé ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Àánú ọlọ́run kó máa bá ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan àti gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé pátápátá, kí ìdẹ̀ra ọlọ́run àlàáfíà ọlọ́run kó máa bá ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wa. Jàmáà lọ́kùnrin àti lóbìnrin, a kí yín káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yín, ètò wa Barakatul Islam, coming live and direct from NT Channel Television Station for Excellence in conjunction with Uzama Communications lábẹ́ àṣà àwọn ọba Hajj Tajudeen Káyọ̀dé Uzama. Pẹ̀lú ògbọ́lọ́ bí a ti máa ṣe ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ ní tí a máa mú ọ̀tún wá fún yín. Ẹ bá yẹ sọ fún wa lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá àkọlé tí a gbéyẹ̀wò, àwa wò pé ká tún gbé gbọ̀nà míì tí ó tún máa fún wa ní àgbọ́yé tó pé. N tá máa gbéyẹ̀wò lẹ́yìn tó gbóntá sọ last week àdánwò náà nínú àwọn àdánwò ayé nìkan lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa. Àwa fẹ́ wo àdánwò gan-an fúnra ara rẹ̀. Kí ni à ń pè ní àdánwò? Àtàwọn ní láti lè gbọ́ àgbà. Àwọn àlejò wa pàtàkì ti wà nílé pẹ̀lú mi yìí láti fi discourage àdánwò bí yọ̀ǹdì bẹ́ẹ̀ kan ló language kan kó lè yí oníkálukú dáa. Barakatul Islam Topic, bismillah.
Do we all agree to go with Standard Insurance Consultant Limited? Show of hands. Done at Standard Insurance Consultant Limited. Our standard of integrity, trust, and credibility stands us out. Since 1980, we are the first among equals in providing quality services in insurance brokerage, oil and gas, aviation, special risk and kidnapping, mining, marine haul and cargo, travel, automobile, construction, medical, including coronavirus, and many more. Our choice in a selection of financially secured risk carriers is mind-soothing to our numerous clients. Our strict compliance to regulatory guidelines of the National Insurance Commission is non-negotiable. Visit
for Excellence ní àwa pẹ̀lú ògbọ́lọ́run àkọlé tí à ń gbéyàwó láàárọ̀ yìí òun náà ni à ń wò nípa ẹni tí à ń pè ní àdánwò. Mo fẹ́ kí ẹ kọ́kọ́ dárúkọ yín fún ara yín, bó lè yẹ kọ́kọ́ sọ Yorùbá tí gbogbo akọ́ gbọ́ náà kẹ́kọ́ mọ̀ kí wọ́n gbọ́ Yorùbá. Náà àdánwò ni tí à ń gbéyàwó láàárọ̀ yìí láti ibi tá a ti lọ ní last week àti ní tá a fẹ́ wò láàárọ̀ yìí. Ẹ bá ṣàlàyé àdánwò.
Alhamdulillah, thumma salatu wa salam ala Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahabatihi ajma'in. Ajá ọpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run. Ọba tí ó tún ṣe rọrùn fún wa ta tún lè pàdé ní èní. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí a fẹ́ gbé yẹ̀wò lé ní náà ni ọ̀rọ̀.
Thanks to Almighty Allah. And the topic of our discourse this morning, inshallah, is called trials and tribulations.
Báwo lọ̀rọ̀ àdánwò ṣe kan ọ̀rọ̀ ẹbí?
How is trials and tribulation actually affect the home front?
Ọkọ àti ìyàwó àtọmọ gbígbé tá a jọ ń gbé pọ̀ àdánwò kan ni fún gbogbo wa.
We should also understand that the living together in a family, the husband, the wife, and the children also has some trials that are associated with it.
Torí kí gbogbo ń tọ́kọ bá ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ló máa tẹ́yàwó lọ́rùn.
We must understand that not all that we do as the head of the family is with the wife in all cases.
Kì í sì ṣe gbogbo tí àwọn náà bá ń ṣe lọ́kọ á ní gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́hùn lọ́rùn.
And vice versa too. There are some things that the wife will also do that the husband may not be too pleased with.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn ọmọ tá a bí kì í ṣe gbogbo àṣẹ tá à ń pa wọ́n náà máa ń tẹ̀lé.
Again, our children too will not follow all that we say in all ramifications.
Ọlọ́run wá fi gbogbo wa ṣàdánwò fúnra wa, ṣáà ṣe sùúrù àbá ní ṣe sùúrù.
And that is why we are all trials unto one another in whatever we do, whether we are going to be patient or not.
Àwa sọ fún wa pé tá a bá ní ẹbí bẹ́ẹ̀ láti inú ilé tó ń kálukú ti wá tó fi bọ́ sáwùjọ.
Just we discussed last week, we know that the basis of any society is the family. Family is the nucleus of society.
Ẹ wá rí wípé ńgbà tá a bá kó nú ẹbí à ń bá àwọn èèyàn pàdé láwùjọ náà, ọ̀gá wa níbi iṣẹ́, ọmọlẹ́yìn wa níbi iṣẹ́, olórí ìlú, àwọn tájọ jẹ́ aráàlú, a máa bára wa lò, a sì máa ṣẹra wa, a máa kọlura wa, àfi ká fi sùúrù bára wa lò pẹ̀lú àdánwò tí gbogbo wa jẹ́ fúnra wa.
We must also know that coming to the larger society, whether the led and the leaders, the community itself, and the people that inhabit the community, we know that in whatever situation we find ourselves, there are areas where we have to have issues with one another, but we must be patient and be persevere with whatever we find ourselves.
ìyẹn ló fà á tá a fẹ́ fi wo kí ni ń jẹ́ àdánwò nínú ẹ̀sìn àwa mùsùlùmí.
That is why the topic of today is called trials and tribulations.
ẹni tó bá kọ́kọ́ gbogbo lóhùn àdánwò yìí ọlọ́mọdé ara àdánwò láyé wa o.
First and foremost, if you hear the word trials, the first thing that will come to your mind is that, oh Allah, save me from trials and tribulations.
kò sì sí bá a ṣe fẹ́ ṣe ilé ayé tá a wà yìí o téèyàn ó fi ṣẹ̀mí lórílẹ̀ ayé tí ó fi jáde kúrò láyé yóò máa rádánwò.
But we must understand that by the nature of man, there is no way you will exist in this world that you will not face trials or tribulations.
nígbà tó lọ́n kọ́kọ́ rẹ̀ sọ fún wa ó jẹ́ ká mọ̀ yìí pé dídá tó dáwọ̀ èèyàn gan inú wàhálà ni.
And when Allah wants to give us his analogy in the Quran, he told us that our creation itself is by some trials.
لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ inú wàhálà la dọ́mi èèyàn sí.
Allah told us in Surah Al-Balad in Quran Al-Kareem that indeed we have created man into trials and tribulations.
ẹ wá rí kí wàhálà tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ́mọ èèyàn náà ó là ń pè ládánwò.
And we should know that whatever we find ourselves in, that is what we refer to as trials.
ṣùgbọ́n àgbọ́yé àkọ́kọ́ tí Islam kọ́kọ́ fún wa ni pé tá a bá ládánwò ká má rò wípé aburú nìkan ni àdánwò àti dáadáa àtàburú méjèèjì ló kó pọ̀.
The base understanding as Muslim is that whenever we find any trials, we must not look at trials from a negative perspective. Trials come whether in good form or otherwise.
torí pé Quran sọ fún wa pé وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِالشَّرِّ وَالْخَيْرِ فِتْنَةً a máa dán yín wò pẹ̀lú aburú a sì máa dán yín wò pẹ̀lú dáadáa fìtínà la fi ṣe fún yín o.
Allah told us in the Quran Al-Kareem that we will also try you with fitna, which is trials itself, whether it is good or it is bad.
ní ààyè méjèèjì yìí Islam wá fẹ́ nǹkan kan látọ̀dọ̀ wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ èèyàn èyí tó já burú bó o la ṣe bá lò èyí tó jẹ́ dáadáa bó o la ṣe bá lò.
Allah now told us how do we relate with whatever trials we find ourselves, the good trials and the other one.
fápẹ̀rẹ̀ tó lówó lọ́wọ́ ń sìn àdánwò kan ni.
For example, a rich man, we must also understand that being rich is also a trial from Allah.
ẹni tọ́lọ́wọ́ bá jogún mọ̀ fún àdánwò kan ni.
If Allah has bestowed you with knowledge too, it's also a trial.
ẹni tọ́lọ́wọ́ bá fún lẹ́bùn ká lè sọ̀rọ̀ ká lè ṣètò ká lè ṣe gbogbo nǹkan dáadáa àdánwò ni
If
látọ̀dọ̀
you
Ọlọ́run.
are bestowed with oratory power or you are very witty, you must also know that that is also a trial from Allah.
oore tọ́lọ́run wá ṣe fún èyí tó fi dán wò yìí kí lọ́lọ́run bá fẹ́ látọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀.
And we must also know that whatever favor, whether it is beauty or you are handsome or you are rich or you are endowed, it is a trial from Allah. What is the expectation of Allah from you?
Ọlọ́run fẹ́ kó máa dúpẹ́ lórí ẹ̀.
Allah wants you to be very thankful and be very grateful to Him.
bó o ní o ṣe dúpẹ́ lórí ẹ̀.
How are you going to be grateful to Allah in this respect?
ìmọ̀ tó ní ìgbéraga kó lè yẹ kó máa fi ṣe.
The knowledge that you have should not impose on you pride.
kó máa fi tọ́ àwọn èèyàn sọ́nà ni.
It is for you to give guidance to humanity.
ẹni tọ́lọ́run bá fún lówó.
You that you are bestowed with richness,
kóun náà máa dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run ọba lórí ẹ̀
you
ni.
should also be grateful to Allah
nípa mímáa ná síbi tọ́lọ́run fẹ́ kó ná sí.
by spending it on the right course so that you can earn your reward.
ẹni tọ́lọ́run bá gbé aburú wá fún gẹ́gẹ́ bí àdánwò.
And if you now have it in the negative form as trials,
afẹ́yàwó alọ́kọ fọ́jọ́ tó ti pẹ́ àti ìbímọ.
you have married and whether you are a man or a woman, and in your marriage it's been long, 10 years, 15 years, and you are yet to have issues or children in your marriage.
à ń ṣiṣẹ́ lóòótọ́ ṣùgbọ́n owó tá à ń rí kò tó gbọ́ bùkátà wa.
You are working, you are gainfully employed, but what you are earning, it cannot even take you home.
abáti ẹ̀ ń ṣòwò à ń retí pé owó la fẹ́ rí ń bẹ̀ yìí o owó bá parun.
You also have your own business, and after doing some transaction, you have a lot of misfall, and at the end of the day, you have issues of crisis with your business.
ẹ̀ńtà nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí tá àti ẹ̀rọ kan pé ohun tóun máa jáde láyé 30 ọdún lénìí 40 ọdún lénìí ó bá kú.
We are all existing here. The young ones that we never expect that is going to leave us, the person just died suddenly.
abẹ́ni tó já sí pé kò sí ní tó ṣe ó lálàáfíà láìsàn bá bẹ̀rẹ̀.
And somebody we know very well is healthy. We saw him yesterday. All of a sudden, he just had some cases of illness.
lásìkò tí Ọlọ́run bá fi àdánwò tó jẹ́ aburú báyìí kàn wá ẹni tó fẹ́ látọ̀dọ̀ wa ni.
The point of call is that when the trial comes in, we must be patient.
ká má sọ̀sọkúsọ.
Don't let us alter negative words.
Ká má sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tí ó máa fi hàn yí pé a ti gbé agbára Ọlọ́run kúrò lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run àti gbé fáwọn ẹlòmíì.
And that we should not alter things that we show that we have removed the power of Allah from Him and we are giving it to other people.
Tádànwò bá wa ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí, ìhà wo ló yẹ ká kọ sí?
When we now have trials, what are our disposition towards it?
Ìhà àkọ́kọ́ tó yẹ ká kọ sí ni pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ rinlẹ̀ lẹ́mìí wa pé n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí o, ó ti ń bẹ́nu mọ́ Ọlọ́run ká tó délé ayé.
The first understanding is that what the trials that you are facing now, your respective endeavor, as you are listening to us this morning, it is not believed of Allah's knowledge. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aware of whatever you are going through.
Olówó lọ́wọ́ ni ó ti ń bẹ́nu mọ́ Ọlọ́run.
You are rich is also one of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has predestined for you.
Ó bímọ, ọmọ yẹn kú, ó ti ń bẹ́nu mọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Allah had given you a child, and the child, Allah took it back from you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also had the knowledge of it.
Lásìkò kan sásìkò kan àìsàn ńlá kan ṣe é, ó ti ń bẹ́nu mọ́ Ọlọ́run.
You are also believed of your health. You must also know that Allah has a preferred knowledge of it.
Inú Al-Qur'an,
in the Quran,
Suratul Rahman, Ọlọ́run máa ní yas'aluhu man fi samawati wal ardi kulla yawmin huwa fi sha'an. Àwọn èèyàn ń béèrè pé àwọn tó wà nínú sánmọ̀ tó wà ní ń béèrè pé Ọlọ́run tẹ́ ń sọ yìí kí lẹ fẹ́ sọ fún wa ń kọ́ Ọlọ́run ọba.
In Quran chapter 55 of the glorious Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that people were asking about what can you actually tell us about the magnificence and the greatness of Allah.
Ọlọ́run wá ń fèsì pé kulla yawmin huwa fi sha'an. Ọba tá ń sọ yìí ojoojúmọ́ ní ń dára.
Allah now told them that the Lord we're referring to, every day Allah manifests himself to us in different ramifications.
Inú ara Ọlọ́run ni pé ẹnìkan jó lórí lánàá, lénìí ó kú lórí.
One of the greatest way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that today somebody is a leader, tomorrow will take power from him and will be among the led.
Inú ara tọ́lọ́run bá ń dá òun náà ni pé ẹnìkan lánàá aláìní ni tálíkà ni láì pé ọjọ́ rárá Ọlọ́run sì pé kówó dé.
Yesterday, someone may be among the downtrodden or among the poor, and just few days after, Allah can enrich such person.
Lẹ́yìn náà ẹlòmíì kò ń ṣe tó gbajúmọ̀ láì pé ọjọ́ rárá wá dẹ́n tí gbogbo ayé mọ̀.
That some may also not be a popular person, but we must know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can make him a celebrity, can make him a very popular person.
Inú àwọn àrà tọ́lọ́run bá máa ń dá nìyẹn.
This is one of the manifestation and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do.
Ọba tá à ń sọ yẹ adhaka wa abka, òun lọ́ba tí ń pààyàn lẹ́rìn, òun lọ́ba tí ń pààyàn lẹ́kùn.
Allah told us in the Quran Al-Karim again that He is the one who makes those who are laughing and those who are also crying. The knowledge does not be bereft of Allah.
Ẹ wò ní ọjọ́ kan péré, àwọn èèyàn ò ní jìnnà síra wọn á dẹ̀ kó jọ.
Just one day, people will not be far away from one another in a gathering.
Àwọn kan kó jọ kí lẹ̀ ń ṣe wọ́n náà ń ṣèkú mọ̀.
Some will gather because they were doing naming ceremony.
Kí lẹ̀ ń ṣe ń bẹ̀ yẹn a máa ń ṣílé ni.
And some will ask again, what are you gathering for? We are doing housewarming.
Kí lẹ̀ ń ṣe ń bẹ̀ yẹn a máa ń ṣèyàwó ni.
Again, the other people will ask, what are you gathering for? We are also doing nikah or wedding ceremony.
Tí gbogbo yóò máa rẹ́rìn.
And everybody will be smiling.
Tí wọ́n máa kíra wọn.
And they will be exchanging pleasantries.
Tí ẹ bá tún wá rìn díẹ̀ síwájú, àwọn kan náà kó jọ.
And when you move ahead a bit, you also see another gathering.
Ojú á wá lé kókókó.
And they will be very sober.
Àwọn èèyàn ò ní rẹ́rìn síra wọn.
And they will not be laughing onto one another.
Ìjókòó ìṣèwárí báyẹn yẹn rà mí.
And you now ask them, why are we so in this mood today?
Igi kan tí gbogbo ẹbí yìí rọ̀ mọ́ lọ́lọ́run mú kù láyé
We
báyìí.
have lost an important person in this family.
So àkọ́kọ́ nìyẹn.
This is an establishment.
Gbogbo ohun tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ síyàn láyé ó ti ń bẹnu àkọọ́lẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run bá nìkẹ́ ọ̀la.
We must know that whatever happens to you is as the preferred and predestined by Allah.
Thank you so much. Òun náà ni a ti gbọ́ yẹn àwọn stars wa nǹkan tó ń ṣe àdánwò ni wọ́n ń wò gbogbo tó bá bẹ́ẹ̀ dá láyé Ọlọ́run nímọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ewé kan ò ní jábọ́ látòrí igi bí kì bá ṣe pé Ọlọ́run bá nímọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ ni. Gbogbo ohun táwọn rí lénìí èyí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹni kọ̀rọ̀ ní gbangba ni Ọlọ́run bá nímọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ mọ́ dààmú káàkiri eléyìí ni wọ́n sọ fún wa. Ẹyẹ fi alẹ́ ká fi kí àwọn bàbá tí wọ́n ṣe olùgbọ̀wọ́ ètò yìí àwọn bàbá Dr. Bun Salahuddin àwọn ni wọ́n President CEO Standard Insurance Consultants Limited. Àwọn bàbá wa kí Ọlọ́run kó mọ́ ṣàbá ṣe dáadáa fún wọn. Àwọn náà ni wọ́n ṣe olùgbọ̀wọ́ Dr. Ahmed bin Salahuddin ilal amami inshallah. Bákan náà a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn jàmáà pátá tí wọ́n àpèrún àjọngọ́lọ̀ tí a lọ ṣe fìdá wọn ní ìlú Ìlọrin ní ìjọ Sunday. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín Ọlọ́run ṣàbá dúpẹ́ fún yín. Bákan náà a kí gbogbo àwa tó ṣe wípé à ń dúró ti ètò yìí tá à ń ran ètò yìí lọ́wọ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà tá à ń jẹ́ kí ètò yìí kó máa lọ síwájú ilal amami inshallah. Ẹ ti bá a wo ohun tí à ń pè ní àdánwò, ẹ ti bá a wo àwọn ọ̀nà tí àdánwò ń gbà bá àwọn èèyàn bó sì ti yẹ ká ṣe tí àdánwò bá dé. A fẹ́ wá kẹtù, mo fẹ́ kẹ gbé àwọn ẹ̀rọ sí kékeré ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láyé ìsìn. Mo fẹ́ ká wo oríṣiríṣi àdánwò tó wà ní ìsìn tó sì jẹ́ pé ẹlòmíì kò rí sàdánwò, ẹlòmíì sì ni ó gbé lọ́kàn kọjá bó ti yẹ nípa pé kò gbà pé gbogbo nǹkan àtọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run bá ló ti wá.
Adá ọpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Again, we thank Almighty Allah.
Gbogbo ohun tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́dá láyé àkọọ́lẹ̀ ti wà látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run.
Just as we have established earlier that whatever happened to you, Allah has predestined it.
Tábà wọnú àdìsá Ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ó ní àkọ́kọ́ tọ́lọ́run kọ́kọ́ dá oní gègé.
If you look at the tradition of the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessing be with him, he said the first creation of Allah is the pen.
Ọlọ́run ní ìwọ gègé yìí uktub ó yá máa kọ.
Allah instructed the pen, continue to write.
Ó wá bi Ọlọ́run pé kí ni kí n máa kọ Ọlọ́run.
And he asked, what will I write, oh Allah?
Uktub maqadira kulli shay'in hatta taquma as-sa'a. Gbogbo kádàrá gbogbo nǹkan pátá kọ́tàlìkì àmófìdé.
Allah
Tí ó
instructed him.
ṣẹlẹ̀ kọ́tàlìkì àmófìdé.
Allah instructed him continue to write everything that will befall or will happen to the whole of the universe, man and whatever exists in the universe, from the beginning of the creation to the end of the world.
So ká tó délé àṣẹlẹ̀ ti wà lákọọ́lẹ̀.
Before we exist here in the world, what will happen to us has been predestined.
Ìyẹn ni Ànábì ṣe tó sọ fún wa pé rufi'atil aqlam. Gègé ìkọ̀wé tó ń fi kọ gbogbo nǹkan wọ́n ti gbé sókè. Wa jaffatis suhuf tákàdá sì ti bẹ̀.
And Allah's messenger told us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has raised the pen and the ink is also dried.
Ètò tọ́lọ́ wọn á gbé kalẹ̀ ilé ayé ni wípé kò sí bí èèyàn ṣe fẹ́ ṣe àwọn àdánwò kan wà èèyàn máa rí.
One of the things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us as man in this world is that wherever you find yourself in this world, trials will exist to you.
Inú tọ́lọ́ wọn bá gbé kalẹ̀ tí ó máa jẹ́ àdánwò tí kò sí bí èèyàn ṣe fẹ́ ṣe ó ní al-khawf ẹ̀rù.
One of the ways you are going to experience trials is fear.
Ẹ wo ilé ayé láwọn ìlú kan ogun oríṣiríṣi ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ńbẹ̀.
If you look at the world in its entirety, you will see that in some part of the world, what they're experiencing is war and crisis.
Tógun yìí bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹni tó jẹ́ olórí ọkàn tí ẹ̀gàn ò balẹ̀ pé kí ló lè jákùnbọ̀ tó òun.
Even the leader of such countries or communities, they are also living in fear.
Nínú ẹ̀rù míì náà ni wípé ẹwà àjàkálẹ̀ àìsàn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní gbogbo ayé.
One of the ways why we can experience trials in the world is also to experience scourge of illness.
Àdánwò ní látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run.
It's also a trial from Allah.
COVID-19.
The COVID-19 we're experiencing now,
Ò bá àjò lówó,
whether you are rich
ò bá àjò nípò,
or you are in the power
ò bá àjẹ́ tálíkà,
or you are even poor,
kò sẹ́ni tí ò máa dẹ́rùbà.
every one of us are in the fear of this scourge of COVID-19.
Téèyàn bá ń gbọ́rọ̀ ìpè lágbájá ti kú.
And when you hear about those who have died out of the disease,
Ẹ wá wò pé bó ṣe lówó tó tún kú náà.
with what Allah has blessed him in terms of money, yet he still died.
A wá dẹ́rù síyàn lẹ́mìí.
And you will have that fear that, what is going to happen to me?
Kódà ẹlòmíì gan kì í ṣàìsàn ló pa, ẹ̀rù ló pa.
Even some, it's not the illness that was the causative factor of his death. It was actually the fear.
Nínú ọ̀nà àkọ́kọ́ nìyẹn tá a fi máa ń ràdánwò, ẹ̀rù kọ́ ló ń fi síyàn lẹ́mìí.
One of the ways is for you to have fear. It's also the source of trials and tribulation.
Lẹ́yìn náà, wa naqsin min al-amwal wal anfus wa lówó lọ́wọ́ tó ṣòwò pẹ̀lú owó yẹn tó ń retí èrè kọ́ ló ń jẹ́ kó pàdánù.
One of the ways you can also experience it, as Allah said in the ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah, Quran chapter 2, verse 155, is for reduction in property and life. You may engage in a commerce of big magnitude and you lose everything.
Lẹ́yìn náà, olólùfẹ́ wa tá a nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ọkọ àti ìyàwó àtọkọ ọmọ, Ọlọ́run á sì gbà kan náà àwọn méjèèjì.
Even our loved ones, some of them can be bereft of life. Maybe the wife, I love my husband, my children, they are my beloved, they are my succor of my heart. Some of them can be taken away from us.
Ẹ wò ní àná ń sìn, àjálù ńlá kan ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa Nàìjíríà pàápàá nílùú Èkó.
Yesterday, we know what has befallen us in Lagos State.
Ẹ wo ipò táwọn ẹbí yẹn máa wà ń sìn.
Look at the situation of that family.
Ẹni tó já sí pé tí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ bá dojúrú ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ náà máa gbé lọ.
The one who is like the political pillar of in Lagos State. Wherever you find issues in Lagos, everybody make a recourse to him.
Ṣùgbọ́n sì kò sí mọ́ ó tún dálì kìámọ̀.
Today we have lost him, and we are going to meet him in the resurrection.
Nínú àdánwò ni.
Is also a child unto us.
Látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ẹbí wọn.
To their family immediately.
Láàárín àwọn olóṣèlú.
And to the political class.
Láàárín àwọn oníròyìn.
And to also to all the family of the journalists.
Inú àwọn ọ̀rà tọ́lọ̀ máa ń dá nìyẹn tádánwò máa fi ń kọ́yìn.
And this is one of the ways we can experience trials.
Ẹni tó jágbẹ̀.
The farmer.
Òun náà lè máa ti retí pé iṣu ló ti ta yìí.
He has planted his crops, particularly those who are cash crops.
Àgbàdo ló ti yọ yìí.
I have some of my grains.
Tó bá dọ̀la ká wá bá ṣe kéré ẹ̀dá lọ tà ní.
What I'm looking in my farm, I should have a very bountiful harvest.
Iná bá ṣe.
And have an inferno in the farm.
Ó jókòó kan.
And everything was burned to ashes.
Ó jókòó kan.
Everything was burned to ashes.
Jàmáà àdánwò ni látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run.
This is also a trial from Allah.
Nígbà táwọn afáwa náà tún wo Quran.
Again, when the scholars also looked at the Quran.
Àwọn náà tún jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé nǹkan mẹ́jọ kan wà. Kò sí bí ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ ṣe láyé ó máa rí mẹ́jẹ̀ẹ̀jọ.
Scholars also induce from the Quran that 8 things you also experience trials from it in this world before you leave.
Àkọ́kọ́ ni sùúrùn àsìkò kan máa wà láyé tínú èèyàn máa dùn.
One of it is for you to experience happiness.
Ìwọ tó tí níyàwó tó bá níyàwó inú àdùn jọyà.
The day of your wedding, when everybody is greeting you, you are going to experience happiness on that day.
Ìwọ tó tí ìbímọ níjọ́ tọ́lọ́run bá fún ẹ lọ́mọ inú àdùn.
The day you had the cry of the newborn into your family, you are going to experience happiness.
Ìwọ tó níṣẹ́ níjọ́ tọ́lọ́run bá gbé kó níṣẹ́ inú àdùn.
The day you have a new job, or after a long time of being unemployed, you are going to be happy on that day.
Àti gbogbo àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ tó máa ń dùn yàn nú.
And every other thing that is source of happiness.
Kí ló wá tẹ̀lé wa huznun ìbànújẹ́.
And the other side of it is sadness.
Níjọ́ téèyàn bá ṣàìsàn fún wa.
The first one is the day you are also sick.
Níjọ́ téèyàn bá fẹ́yàwó tíyàwó tètè bímọ ìbànújẹ́ ni.
The day you married and you have a long time without having any children.
Nígbà míì tá a bímọ gbọ́tọ́mọ náà kú.
The day when you have your child, maybe after some months or years, you lose the child.
Ìjọba téèyàn bá ń lọ sí hospital tó súnmọ́ àwọn èèyàn kí ni tí kì í ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀.
If you go to hospital or you visit the hospitals, you will experience a lot there.
Tóbìnrin bá fẹ́ bímọ òun àtoyún náà jọ máa lọ.
In some cases, when a woman is about to give birth, you see that both the pregnancy and the mother will leave this world.
Ẹ wá wo àrà tọ́lọ̀ máa dá ń bẹ̀ yìí.
This is a magnificent way of Allah in His majesty.
Nígbà míì ìyá nìkan ló máa padà wálé, oyún yẹn ọmọ ò ní bá wọn padà wálé.
In some instances, you will have the child who will not come back with the mother at home. Only the mother will return back home.
Nígbà míì ọmọ nìkan ló máa padà wálé, ìyá tó fẹ́ bímọ yẹn kò ní bá wọn padà wálé.
In some cases, you even have the child alone returning back home to meet the family without meeting the wife will be buried after some hours.
Ẹ ṣeun gan, òun náà ni a ti gbọ́ ẹ̀ wọ́n nǹkan mẹ́jọ náà fẹ́ dárúkọ, àwọn ti dárúkọ méjì ń bẹ, ìdùnnú àti ìbànújẹ́. Á dókè lọ́hùn tá a bá padà dé wọ́n tún mọ̀ tẹ̀síwájú lórí àwọn oríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà tọ́lọ́run gbà dán ẹ̀dá wò. Bàbá Uzama bismillah.
Standard Insurance Consultants Limited, Nigeria.
Looking for insurance brokerage firm, Insurance Consultant Limited today.
Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní igi tó tọ́ kì í pẹ́ nígbó ìwà eré èèyàn níbi ayẹyẹ fìdáwà àti ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ bàbá wa Alhaji Shakrudeen Adégbóyèga Àìná Ṣítà ẹni tó jẹ́ ìpè Ọlọ́run ní ọjọ́ kẹsàn-án oṣù kínní ọdún yìí tí a sì sin wọn ní ìlànà Islam ní ọjọ́ kẹwàá oṣù kínní ọdún yìí. Fìdáwà àti àdúrà pàtàkì wáyé ní ọjọ́ kẹtàdínlógún oṣù kínní ọdún yìí ní 54 Òṣòlàkẹ́ Street by Ìbàdàn Street ní Èbúté Mẹ́ta nílùú Èkó. Ẹbí, ará, ọ̀rẹ́, ojúlùmọ̀, iye kan ṣe ètò ìdárò fún ẹnire tó lọ ní ọmọ 60 ọdún. Àdúrà ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ wá láti ọwọ́ Chief Imam Nawarudeen Sheikh Abdulmajid Oníkan.
Àwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìdíkòwò pẹ̀lú orúkọ náà. Àkọ́kọ́ ẹni tí ó lọ kí wọ́n sábà kúrúkù, kí wọ́n sábà wà pẹ̀, kí wọ́n sábà wà pẹ̀. Ìjọba àti àwọn afárá tí wọ́n ṣe fún ní ìlú
Bákan náà, kíkà Al-Quran láti ọwọ́ àáfàá Àtọ́yìnbó ló sùn.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين عوناك يا معين.
Àdúrà fìdá láti ọwọ́ àáfàá Abdulkarim Muhammad Awal, olórí ìjọ Ikwon.
ويرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا ويمددكم بأموال وبنين.
Bákan náà, wọ́n ṣe wáàsí nípa ikú àti iṣẹ́ rere.
Al-Quran is definitely affected. It's a natural phenomenon. It is a decree from our hands. Ó ní púpọ̀ ní máa jẹ́ kéèyàn kú, àìmọ̀ṣe kọ́ ló máa jẹ́ kéèyàn kú. Rárá, it is a decree látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Al-Quran sì lẹ́nìkan kan ò ní gbọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́jọ́ lọ. Ṣé bàbá gbà tó bá wà lọ́dọ̀ Yorùbá ni? Àwọn ọmọdé àgbọ̀dọ̀ ọlọ́jọ́ lọ. Ó ń ṣàdúrà my brothers and sisters. Tí wọ́n pè lọ́jọ́ ọlọ́jọ́. Téèyàn bá kú akọ obituary. We are sorry to announce untimely death of Lágbájá. Táàbà ti kú ẹ̀fún yín tẹ́mọ̀ that's for the people.
Olórí ọmọ kéwù ìlú Èkó, Imam B. Afini, ṣojú Chief Imam ìlú Èkó, oníròyìn wa Abídèmú Àrẹ̀mú fi ọ̀rọ̀ wá àwọn èèyàn lẹ́nu wò.
Well, as far as talking about a person would go, he was an amazing dad. He was a special person in his own place. He was a caring person. He was an understanding person.
I am happy. I am sad, and I know that my dad is in a good place. The most important thing I love about him most is his attitude to his prayer. He's very committed to his prayer.
Nígbà tí a gbọ́ pé rẹ̀ tọ́lọ́wọ́ ló já sí kú yìí, ó ká wa lára púpọ̀. Eléyìí tá à ń sọ díẹ̀ nú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà, ó fẹ́ bọ́ sí ti pa ni because we are too devastated. Kọ́lọ́njọ kó bá foríjì o.
Ẹlẹ́sìn gidi ni ọkọ mi ó ṣe ẹ̀sìn yẹn gan-an, ó dẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Kí Ọlọ́run bá mi dẹlẹ̀ fún kó pàṣìṣe rẹ̀ kó mú ju káfẹ́fẹ́ rí. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tó wá fi sílẹ̀ kọ́lọ́ máa ṣe wọ́n lọ́ta ara wọn.
Mo rí ẹ̀kọ́ púpọ̀ kan lára bàbá mi o. One, bàbá mi jẹ́ èèyàn kan tó yẹ pé ó fẹ́ bí mọ́ra, ó jẹ́ ìníwà àtẹ̀sùn. Ó yẹ jẹ́ èèyàn kan tó yẹ pé ó ní sùúrù kò pọ̀ jù nígbà tó wà ní ayé.
Mo rí pé tí dáàdì mi tó máa ń ṣe nǹkan, máa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bóyá bíi matritin, gbọ́ mú padà rí pé ó ń kọ́ mi ni fún ayé pé kọ́ bá ṣe kan tí ò dáa fún mi. Bọ̀ mi máa ń rí i pé bí ìyà ó padà yé mi láì ṣe pé yàn pé mi jókòó láì sọ fún mi.
Kí Ọlọ́run ọba Allah dẹ ilẹ̀ fún ẹni ire tó lọ kó sì di ẹbí náà mú. Ọ̀nàtóyìnbó Olúfúnṣọ́ ló ń jábọ̀ ìròyìn fún Zamot Communications.
At Standard Insurance Consultant Limited, we provide professional insurance services in oil and gas, travel, medical, including coronavirus, motor, special risk and kidnapping, and many more since 1980. Our choice of secured risk carriers, paying claims as and when due, is soothing to our clients. Visit our head office today or any of our branches across the globe. Standard Insurance Consultant Limited. For over 4 decades, our standard stands us out.
Nàkíkà bọ̀ padà sórí ètò wa Barakatul Islam tẹ́ bá ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ iléeṣẹ́ international time station for excellence ibẹ̀ ní àwà. Àkọ́kọ́ náà akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ clips àkọ́kọ́ wò yẹn òun náà ni fidau prayer tí wọ́n ṣe fún àwọn bàbá Alhaji Shakirudeen Adegboyega Shita aka Shinto. Tí wọ́n kú ní 9th of January 2021 tí wọ́n sì sí wọn ní ìjọ kejì 10th of January 2021. Ọlọ́run má ṣe bá foríjì wọ́n, bá wa kẹ́ wọn, bá wa gẹ̀ wọ́n, bá wa fi wọ́n sínú àlìjánnà onídẹ̀ra. Bákan náà akéde ikú ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n pàtàkì ẹni ńlá ẹni tọ́lọ́run ọba tó wá fi tẹ ayé ní ìrọ̀rùn àwọn bàbá wa Alhaji Abdul-Lateef Kayode Jakande tí wọ́n jẹ́ former governor of first civilian governor of Lagos State. Àwọn ni bàbá wa wọ́n jáde láyé at the age of 91 years ni bàbá jáde láyé ọlọ́run mọ́ṣàbá fún kẹ́ bàbá bá wa gẹ̀ wọ́n gbogbo alárí ipa wọn tí wọ́n kó nínú ìgbésí ayé ọmọ ènìyàn not only in Lagos State but Nigeria at large. Alhaji Tajudeen Kayode Uzama wọ́n ní ká bá wọn tọrọ fún bàbá nítorí pé ipasẹ̀ bàbá làwọn gbà délùú Èkó yìí bóyá kíní Ìwó ni mo bá wà tí wọ́n máa lo ìṣẹ̀mí àmọ́ ipa bàbá wa Jákàndé ni wọ́n gbà dẹ́kọ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ benefit púpọ̀ àwọn ní kọ́kọ́ gbogbo èèyàn ló benefit lára bàbá yìí ọlọ́run bàṣàbà kẹ́ bàbá bá gẹ́ bàbá ọlọ́run Kùránì owó tí wọ́n fi sílẹ̀ ọlọ́mọdé ó bàjẹ́ akí governor of Lagos State Babátúndé Sanwó-Olú ìpè wọn kú ara fẹ́ra kù akí Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ìpè wọn kú ara fẹ́ra kù akí gbogbo ẹbí Jákàndé látòkè délẹ̀ ìpè kú ara fẹ́ra kù ọlọ́mọṣàbà foríjì bàbá àwa náà kọ́lọ́run jẹ́ kí rere kó gbẹ̀yìn ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wa náà. Bákan náà al-Mubarakin Jamiya Zumratu Mubarakin al-Islamiyya wọ́n pè wá síbi Maulidi Nabi wọn àti Merit Award àti Turbaning and special birthday celebration tí ó wáyé ní Sunday 21st February 2021 ní aago 10 àárọ̀ ní Rick Events Hall and Ground at Odò Ẹran bus stop ní along Ẹgbẹ́dá Ìgàndò road ní ìlú Èkó Àlèwówí Àjíṣẹ́yìn àwọn bàbá wa Fọdílátù Sheikh Ismail Kewuyemi Al-Mubarak àwọn ní chief host ní as a guest speaker Fọdílátù Sheikh Muhammad Saleh Ọláyínká Kewugbemi Alori àwọn ni wọ́n ṣe wá sí fún wa níjọ́ náà. For spiritual father wa His Eminence Fọdílátù Sheikh Abdulrazak Kewuyemi Alabi àwọn náà ni wọ́n jẹ́ spiritual father ní ọjọ́ náà pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run. Bákan náà àwọn Markazul Ulum Arabic and Islamic Studies tí àwọn baba Sheikh Sauban Adam Al-Alori tí wọ́n jẹ́ olùdásílẹ̀ rẹ̀ wọ́n pè wá síbi launching ìwé àti special prayer for the nation tí yóò wáyé ní pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run ní Tuesday 16th February 2021 ní ẹ̀yìn Àyílà ní number 51 Ọgbà Road Òtùbú Agége Lagos. Àwọn ìwé tí wọ́n launch inú ẹ̀ náà ni àkọ́kọ́ ní How Mosques Are Built in Islam tí bàbá wa tí wọ́n kọ àwọn bàbá al-marhum Sheikh Adam Abdullah Al-Alori àti second one ní Steps Towards Greatness and Fortune tí Fọdílátù Sheikh Muhammad Sauban Adam Abdullah Al-Alori tí wọ́n kọ òní wọ́n launch fún wa ní ìjọ náà wọ́n sì ṣàdúrà fún gbogbo Nàìjíríà ọlọ́mọṣẹ́ àjẹ́ kí àdúrà náà kí ó gbà. Bákan náà a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa tí wọ́n jẹ́ olùgbọ̀wọ́ ètò yìí àwọn bàbá Dr. Ahmed bin Salahuddin President CEO Standard Insurance Consultants Limited akíyín púpọ̀ ilẹ̀ àmàmì inshallah. Bákan náà gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n alájà olókùúta akíyín púpọ̀ Rọ́fàk akíyín tì yín. Bákan náà ti ṣe ojú òpó báyìí fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá fẹ́ dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ àdánwò tí wọ́n bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí 0703-242-6120 0703-242-6120. Náà ẹ ti dárúkọ méjì fún wa.
Náà
torí àsìkò.
èyí tó tẹ̀lé tó jẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kẹta ó ní wọ̀ṣìmọ́ ọ̀nà àsìkò kọ́mọ àti gbogbo àmàjọ kójọ.
After mentioning the first two, which is happiness and sadness, the next one is there are times when we need to converge.
If you
looked at our early years of life, when primary school we were a lot in the class, we also progressed to secondary school. By the time you also move to our institution, you will see that the number has reduced drastically. Our existence in this world is also a form of. So after convergence, the next thing is for us to disintegrate. Those of us who attended the same primary school may not be able to move to the same secondary school. It's in rare cases that most of your colleagues in secondary school also moved to the institution. The same husband and wife living on the same roof. The same, in some cases, they will be together. And sometimes they will not be together. And lastly, the source of decentralization is all of us will leave this world. There may be the husband that live first. After living together for some years, and they will eventually leave one another. The next one is hardship. There is no one that will not experience hardship.
ẹ wo àkàndùn tó bá mú yàn gbà mí ìnira ni.
If you have a weak glow, you will understand the meaning of hardship.
nígbà tí yóò bá rún jẹjẹ dáadáa ìnira ni.
When you do not have, you are in a serious state of hunger.
nígbà tó bá ń wá àṣeyọrí lórí nǹkan kan tó o bá ti rí ìnira ni.
When you were looking for a source of success, you will also experience some hardship.
lẹ́yìn náà yóò sì rọrùn ìrọ̀rùn á dẹ̀ dé ńgbà mí.
And in some cases, you also experience ease.
á wáyà bí ìpéwọ̀ nìkan Ọlọ́run torí ẹ̀ dálé ayé.
And you will be as if you are the best person in this world.
máa wo orí pépà ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ náà ni.
When they looked at the news media, it's you.
máa wo orí tẹlifíṣàn ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ náà ń sọ.
When they looked at the television, it's you.
máa wo social media ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ náà ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Also in the social media space, it's you alone.
lẹ́yìn náà sọ́kùnmọ̀n àìsàn.
The next one is illness.
kò sí bí yẹn ṣe lè tó láyé yóò ṣàìsàn.
No matter how great you are, you will experience
kò sí
illness.
bí yẹn ṣe lè tó láyé yóò ṣàìsàn.
No matter how big you are, you will experience illness.
ètò wa tẹ̀lé ní àlàáfíà.
And the next one is good state of health.
èyí tó wá tóbi jù fáwọn mùsùlùmí náà àdánwò tó kàn wá.
One of the greatest misfortune or trials to all this ummah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam
ó ní kú ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
is the
wasallam.
death of the best of humanity, Muhammad.
sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
níjọ́ tánàbí ti kú àdánwò ṣàwá mùsùlùmí.
The death of the prophet is the precursor of the problem of this ummah.
torí pé nígbà tánàbí wà láyé téèyàn bá ṣe dáadáa á sọ fún kó o ṣe dáadáa.
Because when the prophet was alive, when you have done good, the prophet will confirm it and will affirm your goodness.
téèyàn bá ṣàbúrú á sọ pé burú ló ṣe.
And if you have done something evil, the prophet will also confirm that this is an evil heart.
kódà ara àwọn tó ń sọ fún pé sórí wẹ̀ àìkú ẹ̀ láì wà àlùjánnà.
He also gave some people some certification of al-Jannah here on earth.
jọ̀mọ́ nígbà tánàbí ti wá lọ àáfàá ò lẹ́nu ẹ̀ gbà.
After the demise of the prophet, there is no scholar that can affirm that to anybody.
á kàn ṣe wá sí ni.
You will just give your lecture.
ìwọ kọ́ ló la àlùjánnà.
You can't give al-Jannah.
ìwọ kọ́ ló ní náà.
And you cannot cast people's aspersion that they are going to be.
iṣẹ́ àlùjánnà rẹ o.
This is the act that can take you to al-Jannah.
iṣẹ́ tó lè gbéyàwó náà
And
rẹ o.
these are acts that can take you to
tààfà
hell.
ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
That's to you as a scholar.
kò kí ń ṣe adájọ́.
You are not a judge.
lẹ́yìn eléyìí.
Now, after this,
bá ṣe wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ àdánwò yìí.
when we're looking at these issues of trials and tribulations,
ìbéèrè tó ń bọ́ sí wa lẹ́mìí ni pé ṣọ́lọ́run fi ń ṣe kà ní.
the question that will come to your mind is that, is it a deliberate act from Allah?
kí ni ìdí tàdánwò fi wà.
What are the causes of trials and tribulations?
ẹ rí wípé kò sí nǹkan kan tíyẹn bá ṣe nílé ayé á nídìí tó ń torí ẹ̀ ṣe.
The causes, everything that you have in this world, there is also a causative factor.
ọlọ́run dẹ̀ pé ẹ̀ ní Hakim ọba ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n.
Allah referred to himself as the most wise.
ṣọba tó wá jọba ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n á ṣe nǹkan kò ní nídìí.
If you call Allah the wisest, then if he has done anything, don't you know there will be the rationale for it?
ìdí àkọ́kọ́ tàdánwò fi máa ń wà ní wípé ọlọ́run fẹ́ fi pẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ fún wa.
The first is that Allah wants you to wipe away your misfortunes and your sins.
Wa alaikum salam. Orúkọ yín bọ́lá tí ń pè wá. Hello. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Kí lórúkọ yín bọ́lá tí ń pè? Hello.
ọlọ́run fẹ́ fi pẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ fún wa ni.
Is for you to wipe away your sins.
ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa sallam.
The Prophet, may the peace and benediction of Allah be on him.
ó ní ìpọ́njú tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sólùgbọ́ lọ́wọ́ ọba gbọ́.
So whatever trials a believer is experiencing,
àbá ìsàn tó bá ṣe.
or is health misfortune,
àbí ìnira kan tó bá ṣe.
or any hardship,
kódà tí nǹkan bá gun lẹ́sẹ̀ tó yọ ẹ̀jẹ̀.
even when he has an injury from his leg and is bleeding,
kódà tí ò bá yọ ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí ìnira sì bá látara ẹ̀.
even if he's not bleeding but you are experiencing some pain,
ànábì ní gbogbo ilé ìpátá ọlọ́run á fi pẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ.
this will be used to extinguish your sins.
ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì tádánwò bá dé ọlọ́run máa fi ń gbèyàn ga nípò ni.
When you have experienced some hardship, is the horse you ride to success.
àwọn ànábì ọlọ́run kí wáyé.
Why do the prophets of Allah became the leader of the world?
ànábì wa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa sallam ó ní ashaddu an-nasi bala'an al-anbiya. ó láwọn tọ́lọ̀ máa ń fàdó kan jù láyé àwọn ànábì ọlọ́run
The
ọba.
prophet, may the peace of Allah be on him, said that those who experience the greatest of hardship and trials are the prophets of Allah.
àwọn tó tún tẹ̀lé làwọn tó wá sí pé àwọn náà tún jẹ́ ni ire lórí ilẹ̀.
And those who follow suit are those who were the righteous on earth.
ẹ wọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn àfáà wa lẹ́nu tẹ́lẹ̀ mi máa lóun náà fẹ́ dàbí àwọn àfáà wa.
And if you looked at some scholars in the world today, and some of us want to emulate them.
Hello? 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 Hello?
kò sẹ́nìkan nú ẹni tó sọ kóun fẹ́ dàbí àwọn àfa yìí tó bẹ lọ́hùn kóun rí ìdá kan náà àdánwò táwọn àfa yẹn rí.
If you want to follow them suit in their greatness as a scholar on earth, but no one ever prayed that I want to experience.
àwọn tí wọ́n ń pè ní ulul azmi minar rusul àwọn òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run márùn kan.
If you look at Surah Al-Ahqaf, Allah described those who are ulul azmi, the prophets who experience trials.
débi pé Ọlọ́run sọ fún Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam pé ṣe sùúrù báwọn ulul azmi ṣe sùúrù.
Allah told us that, oh Prophet Muhammad, be patient, such that those who were referred to as ulul azmi were patient.
inú Suratul Ahzab lọ́lọ́run wá jẹ́ kó yé wa pé ànábì gan la kọ́kọ́ wọn.
The Prophet Allah now established to us in Surah Al-Ahzab, Quran chapter 33, that Prophet Muhammad is the first of them.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Orúkọ yín bí lẹ ti ń pè wá?
Hello.
Kí lorúkọ yín bí lẹ ti ń pè wá?
Àsìkò ọlá Jímọ̀ ni.
Àwa ni ẹ̀sán.
Lọ́wọ́ jẹ́ aṣọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọlá nàbí.
Àmín, àmín, àmín.
Mo kí àwọn bàbá wa méjèèjì tí Ọlọ́run kẹ́ gbé wá láàárọ̀. Orúkọ mi ni Abba Abdulrahim Salau Golu láti Agége. Alhamdulillah. Fún wọn púpọ̀. Ọlọ́run ní kú ìmọ̀ náà kúrò lára wọn. Ìtàkọ́lá nàbí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí iléeṣẹ́ NTA Channel 10. Ọlọ́mọdé kó dàrú fún wọn o. Bàbá wa tí wọ́n sì gbé ètò náà kalẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ní jó kúrú fún wọn. Ọlọ́run mọ̀ fún wọn lọ́wọ́ wọn máa ṣe ọlá nàbí wọn jẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Ọlá ilaha illallah. Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni Ọlọ́run a máa gbọ́. Àwa ní kí oúnjẹ jímọ̀jímọ̀ láti wá kẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àtúntì kọ́tò ní náà nù. Ọlọ́run kò ní ti sòrí ní ara wa. Àmọ́ kókó bẹ̀ tí gbogbo àwa tí à ń gbọ́ tá à ń wò tá à ń rí. Ká mọ̀ pé n ti ń gbé da ẹ̀kọ́ sí nínú Ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ púpọ̀. Torí kì í ṣe tọ́lọ́wọ̀n ọba yọ́nú sí. Kò sì sí bí ìnira sí lè wù kó pọ̀ fẹ́ dà tó. Inna ma'ali yusri.
Ládébí sọ pé tẹ́nìkan bá rántí pé àdánwò ṣe òun kó rántí àdánwò tó kún wọn Ànábì Muhammad.
That is why the Prophet admonished us that if you experience any hardship, first of all, look at the level of the hardship experienced by Prophet Muhammad.
Ìjọba ẹ wo àdánwò tó kàn Ànábì kò tó délé ayé.
Looked at the hardship he experienced before he actually came into this world.
Inú oyún ló wà tí bàbá ẹ̀ ti kú.
He was in the womb of his mother when he lost his father.
Ó pọ̀ ọmọ ọdún mẹ́fà ni màmá ẹ̀ jáde láyé.
He became an orphan when before he was born. He even lost his mother when he was 6.
Ọmọ kú fún, ìyàwó kú fún.
He lost his wife and also lost his children.
Nínú ọmọ méje, mẹ́fà kú lójú ẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀.
He lost 6 out of his 7 children when he was alive himself.
Ẹyẹ kan tó tún kú Fatima radiyallahu anha oṣù mẹ́fà ni lẹ́yìn tí Ànábì lọ lòun náà tún lọ.
Just after his demise, 6 months after, Fatima, who is also lived after him, also died.
Sùúrù tó ṣe pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn àdánwò tó ṣe ó sọ́dà ṣáájú gbogbo àwọn ànábì Ọlọ́run.
His patience and his perseverance take him to an exalted position of becoming the leader of all the prophets.
Ẹ wo ànábì wa Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam.
Look at Prophet Noah.
Ó jíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run, iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run ni o fún ẹgbẹ̀rún ọdún ó dín àádọ́ta.
He also made this dawah for 950 years.
Àkọjọ́ tó lò láyé mọ́ o.
We are not talking about the years he lived on earth. His
dawah. Á kí àwọn èèyàn lóru, á pè wọ́n lọ́sàn-án, á bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ ńkọ̀rọ̀, á bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ gbangba. Tó ń ti bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ìwọ̀n ọbẹ̀ èèyàn ló gbàgbọ́.
His dawah or the missionary activities was totally 950 years. He called them during the day, he called them privately, openly, yet a little people also followed him. They also named him, the name was not given by his parents. Look at Prophet Ibrahim himself. He also experienced these trials and tribulations before he gave birth. After he gave birth too, we also know what Allah instructed him to do. He was moving from Iraq to Hijaz. And from Hijaz to Palestine. And after giving birth, what was the thing Allah asked him to do?
Anabu Musa alayhi salatu
Look
wasalam.
at Prophet Musa himself.
Ẹ wà dánwò tó kàn Anabu Musa.
And look at the trials he experienced.
Látara àwọn Banu Israel.
Out of his stay and his journey with the children of Israel.
Àdánwò Firaun ó kojú ẹ̀.
The trials of Pharaoh.
Àdánwò Korun ó kojú ẹ̀.
The trials of Korun, he experienced it.
Àdánwò Balaamu Ba'ura onímọ̀ ó kojú ẹ̀.
The trials of Balaam and Bara, he also experienced it.
Àníkódà kanú tàn kó ń wẹ̀ ńjọ́ kan wọ́n lọ káṣọ ẹ̀.
We also learned from history that he was bathing one day and he took away his clothes.
Ṣé ká nàbí ọlọ́mọ àrùn yóò kiri?
Do you want the prophet to be walking nakedly?
Ẹ wá wo Ànábì wa Ìsá alayhi salatu wasalam.
Àbá sórí ìyànàbí ìzà ẹ̀ dárúkọ yìí náà ẹ̀jẹ̀ àdókè lọ́wọ́ tábà padà dé àmọ̀tẹ̀ lójú ètò yìí ètò wa Barakatul Islam àbá Uzaba bismillah.
Labbaik Allah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. This is Hajj Mabrur Ventures Limited. How can we help you, sir?
Can you please tell me about your mode of operation?
Hajj Mabrur Ventures has been a leading private Hajj and Umrah operator for close to 20 years. At Hajj Mabrur Ventures, our pilgrims are our priority. We always provide them with conducive accommodations that are close to Haram, soap purifying sermons from our League of Clerics, state-of-the-art aircraft, Zihara in Mecca and Medina, competent medical team.
Aja, please tell me about the feeding, twice in a day.
You are right, ma.
This is exactly what I heard from your old client. You guys are fantastic.
Alhamdulillah, sir.
And you will receive a check from me today.
Visit Hajj Mabrur Ventures Limited, 9A, Wing 1, Abiodun Fashake Crescent, behind Old Lasso Campus, Idiroko Bus Stop, Ikorodu Road, and Suite 10, Tafabalewa Square. Telephone 0809-211-3680. Website hajmabrur.com. Simply hospitality, truly spirituality.
Do we all agree to go with Standard Insurance Consultant Limited? Show of hands. Done at Standard Insurance Consultant Limited. Our standard of integrity, trust, and credibility stands us out since 1980. We are the first among equals in providing quality services in insurance brokerage, oil and gas, aviation, special risk and kidnapping, mining, marine haul and cargo, travel, automobile, construction, medical, including coronavirus, and many more. We provide services to both individual and corporate organizations locally and internationally. Standard Insurance Consultant Limited pays serious attention to claim settlement. Our choice in a selection of financially secured risk carriers is mind-soothing to our numerous clients. Our strict compliance to regulatory guidelines of the National Insurance Commission is non-negotiable. Visit our head office today or any of our branches across the globe. Standard Insurance Consultant Limited, for over 4 decades. Our standard stands us out.
Náà kí káàbọ̀ padà sórí ètò yìí ètò Barakatul Islam pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run tí ẹ bá fẹ́ gbogbo irú insurance ẹ bá fẹ́ ẹ lọ sí Standard Insurance pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run wọ́n á solve problems yìí ọlọ́mọṣẹ́ àṣàánú wa nítorí àsìkò ti lọ afẹ́kẹ́ bá wo kẹ́ conclude chapter kẹ́lẹ̀ bá fún wa ní solution way out àdánwò àlàyé ní ìsìn.
Ànábì wa Ìsá ọmọ Maryam òun náà rádánwò.
The prophet Isa, which we refer to as Jesus, also experienced some hardship. No matter the greatness of the hardship he experienced, Allah saved him from it. When you experience hardship or trials, or before you even experience that hardship, what are the things you need to do? The first is for you to do supplication. A Muslim must take supplication as very important. If you don't supplicate as a Muslim, you will wander in a serious way. If you don't supplicate, you will also eat what is not lawful unto you. You would also join a club that you cannot be proud of openly. Allah told us in Surah Al-Ghafir that call unto me and I will respond unto you. In Quran chapter 25, Allah said, we will not have honored you, would not have made you to be a very important people, if not because you supplicate unto
kódà
me.
ànábì sọ débi pé kò sí nǹkan kan tó ńlá pọ́nlé lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run jàdúrà lọ.
And the prophet also admonished us there is nothing that is Allah so much give credence to except for
Ìmáàmù
supplication.
Ṣàfi'í nígbà tó ń tọ́ bọ pàtàkì àdúrà.
Imam Shafi, when he was giving us the importance of supplication,
wọ́n ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn oníṣẹ́ ń fàdúrà ṣe é ń fojú kéré àdúrà.
said you are belittling supplication, people.
Máa ra tàdúrà ti dá.
If you know the greatness and what supplication has done in this world.
Nínú àdúrà tó ń ṣe Ọlọ́run bá fún wa tí nǹkan bá le kó lè fi rọ̀.
One of the prayers that the prophet gave unto us so that things can become ease when you experience trials.
Allahumma ìwọ Ọlọ́run ọba o.
Oh Allah.
La sahla kò sí rọrùn kankan bí kankan.
Oh, there is no ease.
Illa ma ja'altahu sahla àfi tí ìwọ Ọlọ́run bá ṣe ní rọrùn.
Except what you have made ease.
Wa anta taj'alu al-hazna idha shi'ta sahla in tó bá le kokoko tí ìwọ Ọlọ́run bá fẹ́ ó sọ di tó rọ̀.
Whatever is hardship or whatever is a trials, you Allah can make it ease.
Nínú àdúrà mi tó tún fún wa ni pé Allahumma Ọlọ́run ọba o.
Oh Allah.
Inni a'udhu bika min ja'd al-bala ilé kókó àdánwò làmì ń bẹ Ọlọ́run.
Oh Allah, take me away from hardship or trials.
Wa daraki shaqa má jẹ́ kó rí bó lè pa bá mi Ọlọ́run.
I do not want to experience misfortune.
Wa su'il qada kádàrá abú má jẹ́ ó kò lè mú
I do
lórí
not
o.
want evil predestination.
Wa shamatatil a'da má fẹ̀rín mi sọ́tà lẹ́nu.
Don't make me jest in front of my enemy.
Thank you so much. Adúpẹ́ fún yín kí àwọn Sheikh Fọlá Sheikh Saeed Salman tó ń jẹ́ senior assistant registrar Yaba College of Technology. Àtàwọn Ustaz Abdulaziz Ajala, lead auditor Halal Certification Authority fún ẹ̀kọ́ tẹ́ kọ́ wa lé ní gbogbo èèyàn ló gbádùn yín ọlọ́mọṣẹ́ àbá san yín lẹ́san rẹ̀. Látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn alhaja wa Olókùta wọ́n ní kí a fún yín ní àwọn ẹ̀bùn yìí wọ́n ní ká fún yín Yemkem International àwọn náà ní kí a fún yín ní àwọn ẹ̀bùn yìí. Ẹgbẹ́ lóògùn náà adúpẹ́ fún yín kíkẹ́ àpè yẹn wá ẹ̀sìn ṣiṣẹ́ náà mo ṣe gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ wà lólé àrí pé ẹ gbádùn ètò yìí ní àárọ̀ yìí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àdánwò ọlọ́mọṣẹ́ àmú àdánwò kò fún ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wa Al-Qur'an níwájú ọlọ́ àfi eléyìí a máa fi ṣe lọ ní ti ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí àti gbogbo àwọn tó ń jẹ́ kí ètò yìí kí ó ṣeé ṣe àkí brother wa Surajudeen àkí gbogbo àwọn vt àrùgbó yìí náà lákì jàbújábú náà wà ní oníkàdúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwa tí àwa síbi fìdáwò bàbá àwọn ọlọmọṣàbà àfọrúnkẹ wọn Al-Qur'an níwájú àlìwówí gbogbo yìí náà lákì Imam Kota passport àkìyín ọlọmọṣàbà kankan wa a máa fi lè sí di ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ nígbà tí a tún máa pa lórí ètò yín ètò Barakatul Islam.